Let's talk about a huge game tonight, guys. Arsenal against Liverpool at the Emirates. And from a transfer point of view, Ash, the position that Arsenal are in, we mentioned that the summer window was so brilliant for them, and it's set them up now where actually we're not talking about people coming in, we're not talking about people going out, apart from potentially someone like One Area on loan. What a great spot to be in for Arteta. Yeah. Is that the thing to do? Just not change anything because it's working?
Oh, but that's what ideally I think every manager would like to be when they start in the pre-season or even before that. They want to get to January and be in a position where they go, I'm happy with what I've got. Obviously injuries dictate a little bit to that, but for Mikel Arteta, he's probably just sitting at home, especially last night. He's like, everything's going to plan. The Arsenal fans are happy that they look brilliant. They've got strength in depth. The teams around them aren't winning. So it's a perfect position for them to be in. But we do know that football can change very quickly.
Yeah. I know you said they got strength in depth, Ash, and this man here, they've pretty much got cover for every single position. And they did well recently when he was out. But how important is he?
Yeah, he's massively important. I think we know the quality that he's got. We know that how the team, with him in the team, they're better. But I do think that the signing, which I haven't spoken about it a lot, is of Zubimendi, was a really clever signing. He's a really good player. So actually now, even if he's not playing, they're still kind of strong in there. All Arsenal fans and Mikel Arteta would prefer with Declan Rice in the team. But let's just say he's not in the team for a game. They can go without. It's not a case of well, what are we going to do without? We can just bring in somebody else. I don't know if you're going to ask, but who starts for Arsenal tonight? Does it matter? Even they've got that many good players, they can change positions, rest people, and they don't drop in strength.
And it certainly matters in terms of them getting the 3 points, which would take them 8 points ahead of Manchester City. Same games played, 21. We always talk about unique opportunities, don't we, in the window, and this seems to be the scenario with Mikel Arteta. They would only act if something incredible turned up. But as a player, if you're in that situation, you don't want to disrupt. You don't want to be told that actually, hold on, you're not doing what we want you to do. You're top of the league, the unbeaten run is there. You can't see Arsenal going for something unless it's crazy, right? And what would that be, Ash? What
nothing. Like you could throw a name out there, one of the best players in the world right now, and then the next question is, do they need him? Like, and does it upset the way that they're going? Because they are just looking like a machine at the minute. They're so dominant in games. We've seen the last 2 games. They're so dominant. They all know their roles. You bring someone in January, he doesn't actually know what the manager wants, and maybe it upsets it a little bit. So for them, they're just settled and they're just getting off in that, be happy with what they've got.
I think Mikel Arteta might have the problem the other way, because at the moment Eberici Eze can't get into the team. Kai Havertz is back, we believe, from a long injury. Gabriel Jesus is back as well. They got Victor Gyökeres. So they've got 3 striking options there. I'm not sure that Mikel Arteta will really. I think he's already talked about having to keep everybody happy and having to keep the squad happy. He's managed to do that so far. We've sort of heard no rumblings whatsoever of kind of unhappy players, but I think he's got a perfect squad right now. They're ticking, so I think in terms of the window, I can see it being really quiet.
What about from a Liverpool point of view? Because given the mess that they were in only a matter of 6-7 weeks ago, in terms of where they were in the table as well after that losing run, they would take Champions League football right now, but the race for those places is going to be intense, Ash. We don't know what's going to happen with Mohamed Salah when he returns from AFCON. He's been banging in goals for Egypt. The left side's an area that's been mentioned as well. Would you do anything if you were in charge of the Liverpool recruitment team?
Weirdly similar to Arsenal. I think that they've kind of turned the corner a little bit, but we've seen that in the results and the points that they've picked up from where they were before, being in here and talking and saying, I just don't know where they go from. I don't know where Arne Slot goes from this. So they got going. So again, if something incredible popped up on the radar of Arne Slot and he liked it, I think he'd go for it. But right now, they're thinking, let's keep what we've got. We're starting to gain momentum and go in the right direction, and let's just go with that.
Are you surprised Arsenal and more so Liverpool didn't get involved in the Semenyo conversation?
Yeah, especially Liverpool. I think that he would have fitted in really well at Liverpool. I don't know what their thoughts were on it. I thought, Arsenal have got that much, like you just said. That's probably one too many, although I think that he's of that quality to go into the Arsenal team. But I think every other team would take that Antoine Semenyo. So I'm really surprised Liverpool didn't show in. I don't know if they showed interest, but they didn't put themselves in a stronger position to get him.
Well, they've shown before, haven't they, Chris, when they want a player ahead of Manchester City, they can get him. Florian Wirtz, he met with the City officials and chose Anfield.
Yeah, look, it's a really interesting one because we know that Semenyo has been a long-term target of Liverpool, many other clubs as well, Manchester United, Spurs, Arsenal. We know he was on the radar as well. But that seemed like I really thought that was a potential for him to go there. I thought he would style of football. I thought he'd have been a really good fit there. He scored those goals earlier on the season there. It looked great. And Gay as well. We could have a window where both those targets that we nailed on, I thought, for Liverpool could go to Manchester City, and what a story that would be.
So this is obviously the day before big game against Liverpool. What's your pre-match? What have you done so far? What did you do last night to relax? Are you a worrier before a game?
Nah, not really. To be fair, as I've got older, I've chilled out a lot more in terms of how I prepare for games. I think this morning just got in now, had a shower, and then just literally got ready, come and met you, I have breakfast after, and then it all starts then. We have meetings, preparation, like indoor stuff to do to prep the team, and then obviously training outside. So yeah, loads of stuff going on.
What about last night? Relaxing?
Last night, chill.
Did you watch West Ham?
Yeah, I watched the games. I love watching the football. So
well, we spoke to you on Saturday, didn't we? Was it Saturday after the game? Obviously you scored 2 great goals.
Yeah.
And I said to you, are you going to watch Man City? And you were like, I don't know, I don't know if I will watch it.
I didn't watch.
Didn't you? I find that amazing.
No, I didn't watch.
Really? And how good, when Arsenal got that, when Chelsea equalised, you must have thought...
I sit. You know what it is? Over the years, I've spoken to a few of the boys about it upstairs. Loads of the boys don't watch it. It's like because sometimes you watch something expecting a result and it don't happen, and you end up just getting in. That's why I say we just got to relax and let ourselves do the talking and just keep winning our own games. There's no point getting fixated on what other teams are going to do, because if they win a game, they win a game. Like, that's football. So.
And you say relax. Is that something maybe a couple of years ago when you were in this position, was it like so intense, everything, like what are they doing, what we doing, they've got to make sure we're ready for everything? Is it feel a bit more relaxed this year?
Yeah, I think we're better, we're probably more well prepared this year. I would say you can just sense the lads, the experience, the players that we've brought in the summer. I think you can sense that we know we've got a really good squad, we've got a really good team of players. There's also that hunger now. It's like look, there's still such a long way to go, but I think in football you want to achieve the best things now, and you want to do well in your career, and there's a sense of, with this squad, what we want to achieve, and we believe we can do it. So it's just we've got to keep going.
I think that makes a bit of sense, because sometimes you can go, well, I don't want to talk about it, we're taking each game as it comes. I tried to do that at Liverpool, I never won the title. Sometimes embracing it and going, you know what, we can win it, we've got a great squad, why shouldn't we be thinking that? You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think loads of the boys have spoken openly about it before. It's like, you only get one career, why not just give it everything you've got? You know what I mean? We're in this position, it's 18 games to go, let's just keep firing and keep playing well and keep, winning every game we can, because that's all we can do. And one day you'll look back on these times, it sounds cliche, but you will. And you'll look back on them and think, oh, could I have done this different? Could I have done that? And now's the time to give it everything, because like I said, you're never going to get this time back. So
embrace it, enjoy it.
We are open to every option. Obviously, we can find a solution that is short, medium, and long. It's always much better, because it gives you stability, and you don't have to constantly start a process with a new player. But let's see what happens. Let's see what the news are in the next few weeks, and we will try to make the right decision.
On potential outs, I know you've been asked this question before. Ethan Nwaneri hasn't actually played since the Bruges game. Wasn't in the squad at all against Aston Villa. What's your thinking with him? Would you maybe consider a departure for him on loan, perhaps, just so he can get first-team football?
That every player is very important. Every player has a role. That role can change throughout the season for different reasons, and everybody has to be ready to play. That's it.
Rob Earnshaw, if you were Mikel Arteta, would you try and reinforce even more from this point, or not want to disrupt what's already been working very well?
I think he's got an unbelievable squad right now. I think only if something comes up that, for example, something that he's going to see in the next 6 months fits him for the next year and a half for Arsenal. I don't think that's out there right now, to be honest, but they will have those conversations and they will look. But right now he's got an excellent squad. Yes, there's been a couple of injuries here and there, but that's why they did the business last year, and I think they were brilliant at doing all the business. Defensively sound, Eze came in, Gyökeres came in, and I think they took care of some positions that they really needed to, but then Gabriel Jesus is just come back. Kai Havertz is not far away, and the midfield is is stacked. I mean, you look at Marino, Ødegaard, Eze can play in there, Rice, so whoever's playing, not playing, they've got a strong squad.
Yeah, and some are saying, James, many are saying that it's Arsenal's strongest squad in Premier League history, covering every position, as Rob has just mentioned there, but limited chances for brilliant young talent like Ethan Nwaneri.
I've got a feeling that might have been the question that we could clearly hear asked to Mikel Arteta that we were trying to guess about. Look, I think this is a question that Mikel Arteta is going to have throughout January, is the future of Ethan Nwaneri. This youngster, 18 years old, signed a long-term contract in the summer until 2030, but he's really struggled for game time. I think he started just twice in the Premier League this year against Nottingham Forest and Leeds United. Full of talent, 18 years old, but if he plays on the right, he's probably behind Bukayo Saka and Noni Madueke now. If he plays in the middle, he's behind Martin Ødegaard and Eberechi Eze now. His game time's really limited at the moment. Now, I think that might be one to watch this window. Arsenal have got a very busy January. 9 games they played. They've got Carabao Cup ties with Chelsea, Portsmouth in the FA Cup, a couple of Champions League games, plus their Premier League outings. By the end of January, have a see where the squad's at. But he may well be surplus to requirements this year and this season. And it might be better for him to go out on loan for the remainder of the season. You want these players to get the game time. You don't want to stagnate their progression. And even Nwaneri needs to be playing football. But yeah, time will tell whether
I'm a big fan of Nwaneri. I think
great player.
I think he's unbelievable. I think he's brilliant. And what I love about him is his attitude. He always generally makes a big impact in every single game that he's put on. This is a Premier League player. If anything, some of the other Premier League clubs I would be looking at him and thinking he's going to add to our squad.
Maybe if you're Arsenal, you'd have a recallable loan situation.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, to be honest, do they even care about that right now? Because even if they did, you got Madueke, you got Saka, you got Trossard, Martinelli. There's so many in those positions. That's why he hasn't played game time. But he's a top player. For me, if I'm a Premier League team, I'm looking at somebody like that and saying he's going to come and impact us.